It's raining. It's raining. It's raining. It's raining. It's raining. Rain, rain, rain. Look at these seagulls. Look at that. What's that all about? It's freaking raining. Oh. One day I want a car like that. Dream car. It's freaking raining. Ah. So, what do buskers do when it rains? Wait, what do buskers do when it rains? I don't know. What do buskers do when it rains? The Busker's Survival Guide. Stressful problems for buskers. What am I meant to do when it's raining? This boring background. Woo! Ah. So, I've been looking into live stream busking. Specifically busking on Twitch. I have never used Twitch in my life. I have no idea how to do it. So this week, whilst it's raining, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go through how to busk on Twitch. I'm gonna learn through this process and we're gonna see how it goes. Is this a viable option for buskers when it's raining? I don't know, man. I don't know. So the first thing we're gonna do is set up a Twitch profile. It was relatively easy to do. Just went on twitch.tv, stuck in a username, made a password, did all that business. Twitch seems incredibly confusing. There is so much going on, and I'm sure by the end of this week, I'll understand everything. But right now, it looks very confusing. The second thing I had to do was download a thing called Streamlabs. So you can't just stream directly on Twitch. From what I gather, you need some kind of streaming software. Streamlabs is free, Twitch have their own one, but I need one that accepts donations, tips. If I'm busking online, there needs to be a way to give me tips and donations for busking. The next thing I'm gonna do is have a go at doing an actual live stream. I'm gonna make it like a kind of test run, see what happens. Let's have a go. First ever live stream. You are my first ever viewer, whoever you are. Thank you for checking this out. I have no idea what I'm doing, so feel free to tell me if I'm doing something wrong. This is a kind of busking setup, like a street performance, but online. Here's the situation, live stream setup. This is what we're using. This is Streamlabs. There you are. There you go. This is what we're using. Streamlabs. Once I've got the hang of this, I will go through what you do on a basic note. But I mean, I'm not sure if I'm being a complete noob and one viewer is just like, maybe one viewer is me. Maybe I'm viewing myself. What do you reckon, YouTube? So we're gonna go back to the drawing board and I'm gonna try again. Okay, my initial first day, my first day on Twitch, live stream busking. I have no idea what's going on. I am going to learn what I've got to do to make this work. It's confusing, that's the first thing, but maybe that's good. I always think that when something is difficult or hard to understand, it usually means there's less people doing it, which means it's a good thing to do because the pool of competition is less. But dang, we need to work on these things. Okay, rainy day number 2. I'm gonna do some more Twitch live streaming. I think I've got some ideas on how to make it better than the last time. Okay, so first things first, I definitely got the tags wrong. I have also gained a follower. I think I'm gonna try and plaster some social media bits on the screen. That's my plan. Still don't know if this is worth it, but I will give you a review at the end of the video. You can see my thumb. I'm gonna go for round 2 and round 3, maybe round 4, and see if anything changes. Now I've got my follow button. Now I've got a follower. I think I've got 1 follower. And with the right tags. And we'll see if this works. So for my setup on sound, I've got this interface. I have my microphone, very basic. But I did read a thing about Twitch online busking live stream that said you want to make sure you've got some good quality audio. That said, if you didn't, I'm sure if you were just live streaming from your phone or from your laptop, I mean, if you're good, right? Can't blame bad tools. But if you can, then I would recommend getting some good equipment. Online busking via Twitch. Round 2. Should know better than to take that curve so fast. Daddy pulled up, I was down inside the machine. It's just not for me. Don't spend my savings. 'Cause I don't have any. There's too many places to go. Always spending all my time living out my bucket list. So after another unsuccessful attempt, I only got 1 follower again, or 1 viewer, but I realized that I haven't linked my donations page. Oh man, this has been a big learning curve. For a video that started out as an experiment of what to do when it's raining as a busker, this has been a whole learning experience. So I hope that I'm able to get some of this across on the video so you don't have to go through some of the headaches that I've just been going through. Hours of trying to learn what to do. So I'm going to do another one, this time with the donations link up. Hopefully I get more than 1 follower, more than 1 viewer. 2, 3. So short on sight of what it could mean to me. 'Cause I can't live my life without doing what I like. And I'm yelling, following where you can reach, nobody else needs. I don't wanna be part of that scene. Barking like a dog 'cause I refuse to be a sheep. Yeah, I'm barking like a dog 'cause I refuse to be a sheep. So these are all the channels that are currently tagged under the music. So when you stream, you can tag this music and then you will be featured on this page somewhere. So anyone that's following or listening to this music page, you could potentially get them to listen to you. And as you can see, like, there are people on here. I mean, this is just like a lo-fi thing, 600, 763, this person got 57. There's someone doing like a DJ set here, 159. I haven't seen like somebody doing 354 viewers and they're just playing the piano by those things. Here, it's Friday, this guy's doing like a live stream. Let's click on him. Let's listen to what he's got to say.
Near the top of the pot. This sounds like a rap, a Lidosha rap.
This is somebody with a following. They've got a tick and everything. So it's very clear to me that these people that seem to be doing very well on this online busking, music streaming, live music online world, they seem to be people with a following that have maybe built that following through doing it, or maybe they just have a big online following already. My 1 viewer, which I don't think is the same viewer, probably a bot or something that just returns every time I try. There's clearly a lot going on here. More so than you can probably set up in just 1 week or 3 days it's actually been. What do buskers do when it rains? Well, if they've established a big online following and they've got to grips with Twitch, maybe they busk online. If they haven't, then they can either spend their time trying to figure that out, or maybe your time is better spent, I don't know, writing songs, teaching guitar. If it's money you want, then I honestly think you'd probably earn more going out and busking in the rain. Get yourself a cheap guitar that you don't mind ruining. That's my conclusion anyway. What do buskers do when it rains? Over the past few days, I experimented with busking online via a live stream, specifically using Twitch. I'd never used Twitch before in my life, and what I encountered was a steep learning curve. There were many a hurdle I had to overcome in the last few days. So to stop you having to go through the same experience, hopefully I can make it a little easier by telling you what I've learned. First off, there are some very, very detailed and very useful tutorials on how to set yourself up as a musician on Twitch. I am by nowhere near experienced enough to go through it as good as these people. Go and check out some tutorials by Andy Negative, a YouTuber who clearly does this Twitch busking, music playing, and another YouTuber, influencer, musician called Charlotte Campbell. I watched both their videos and they definitely helped out. That said, I still made all these mistakes, so it's worth you sticking around on this video just in case. So here's my rough guide to setting yourself up as a Twitch streamer, musician, online busker. First off, create yourself a Twitch profile. This is really easy. Just go on twitch.tv, click sign up, and then all the usual kind of things. Give all your data away like we've been doing for years. Oh dear. Number two, this is where it got confusing for me. In order to live stream on Twitch, you need a streaming software. Unlike Facebook Live or Instagram Live or even YouTube Live, you can't just click go live. You need to get some software, which means you can prepare your screen and your scene and all this stuff and then go live. This sounds complicated, but it's actually quite easy. There are a few different streaming softwares to pick from. I discovered that Streamlabs is the best one for the online busking scenario because it's the one where you can easily access tips and donations. The Twitch Studio, that is like their one, the Twitch one, that doesn't have it. That's very basic, so don't do that. I downloaded that first and it didn't work. There are some really good tutorials on setting up your Streamlabs. In fact, there even is a Streamlab YouTube account that has all tutorials on it. But you need to first connect your PayPal to Streamlabs, which you can do via the software. You just go on settings, connect PayPal, and that means that your tips and donations go to your PayPal. You actually get them. Then comes the whole interface of setting up the live stream itself. Now there's these things called scenes. The scene is essentially what the viewer is gonna see. You set up your scene by adding what's called sources. Now, the number one source you need to add to your scene is your video capture device. I didn't know this to start with, so I wasn't even streaming me. I wasn't even there. I wasn't even on the screen. You have to click at the plus sign next to source and video capture device, which probably be your webcam if you're new to this. And that means that you are streaming yourself, your video. Otherwise, you're just streaming a black screen. Other things you might want to put on is the tip jar, the chat, like I said. You can upload an image. So if you make like a Photoshop image or you go on Canva and you can put your socials and then you could stick that on the screen somewhere. I recommend having an experiment on this. It took me a little while to understand it. The interface was quite confusing to begin with, but like all things, a little play around and you get the idea really quickly. The next thing you need to do is copy your Streamlabs donation page link. What I didn't realize is the donations go via Streamlabs. It's not automatically on your Twitch page. So anyone that's viewing your live stream, they need the link in order to be able to donate. As a busker who usually just puts their case out in front of them, this is confusing. What you can do is you can copy this link and then either put it in the chat when you're playing so people can find it, or there is an option to put what's called a panel on your Twitch page that is a direct link to this donations page. There are many a tutorial on this, so I'm not gonna try, not even gonna bother, but you can access that by, Googling it. The next thing you wanna do is click go live. Go live! But don't worry, you're not going live just yet. You'll get a nice pop-up, and this is where you have to title your stream, whatever you're gonna call it. I called it like busking online. I'm not sure if busking is a universal word. Do you call it busking? Is it just street performing? I don't even know. You have to put your Twitch game. Obviously this isn't a game. This is kind of like the category that the video sits in. I recommend putting music. It's a preset category. And I guess that your stream goes out into this category, and anyone that's following this category or checking out videos within this category could potentially land on your live stream. I was using one called Music On Acoustic Guitar, and I didn't get anyone watching. I got 0 people, so don't use that one. And then the other part is Twitch tags, and I guess this is just another way of people finding your live stream. Then you click confirm, and then you're live. You're being broadcasted over the internet. But as I found out, this doesn't mean anyone's gonna watch. Which in this day and age, maybe I should expect that, but this is why I did the experiment. If you go out in the middle of Brighton city centre and you start playing, you're guaranteed some viewers. I guess what I did online was the equivalent of going into the middle of the South Downs, standing in the middle of one of the fields and expecting some viewers. It just didn't happen. Once you are live, you can post your Streamlabs donation link in the chat, maybe encourage some people to click on it if you are getting viewers, and just sing your heart out. One tip I did read was that the Twitch stream can be delayed and your viewer count might not display viewers. So you might be sat there with 0 viewers waiting for somebody to come around, but you could have 2 or 3 people watching already. So you're better just to crack on with it. Start playing. The viewers will come in, and then you're away. You don't have to worry about it until you're clicking finish or end stream. My final conclusion. I just can't wait for the rain to stop. This is something that clearly works if you have a big online following already. If you've got loyal followers and you could post your Twitch to your Instagram or Twitter, Facebook, Snapchat, and then a bunch of people will click on it, this could work really well. Perhaps you could gain some more views if you scheduled your live stream as if it was a gig and you said at 5 p.m. on Friday, I am going live on Twitch, join me, maybe throw me a donation if you like what you hear. The other thing you might want to consider is getting a more pro setup. As I said, your default camera will probably be your webcam. There are ways of connecting DSLRs, and maybe even your phone could work as a better camera. Obviously, the more professional looking your setup, the more likely people are to view what you're doing. Does it beat busking? No freaking way, man. Woo! Hopefully the sun will come out and I can get back to the streets of Brighton, and hopefully this video has somewhat given you some kind of information. If you're here because you're wondering whether to try some live stream music performance, then maybe now you know whether it's worth it or not. I honestly think it's just one of those things that if you put all your focus and effort into it, I'm sure you can make it work. But my recommendation would be to work on building an online following through other means, and then maybe you could integrate it in as part of what you do. I honestly, when it comes to music performance, think real life in the flesh is where it's at. Maybe comment below if you agree or disagree. Consider subscribing to the channel, click like on the video if you liked it, and I will see you next Monday. Peace, love, happiness.